Okay, so this is your review for Español 2, Spanish 2, Chapter 2A. We're going to do vocabulary, matching with the vocabulary, the verbs in the chapter, and then making complete sentences. Okay, so let's start with vocabulario. This is just some of the vocab that was in this chapter. Okay, so remember that in this chapter we had reflexive verbs. So that means that they end in SE in the infinitive, right? So I'm going to read the English and then the Spanish, and then I'll have you repeat the Spanish, just so we're getting used to that repeating. Or I'm sorry, to the pronunciation. So, to go to bed, acostarse. To take a bath, bañarse. To cut one's hair, cortarse el pelo. To wake up, despertarse. To take a shower, ducharse. To wash one's face, lavarse la cara. To put on, ponerse. To get ready, prepararse. To dry, secarse. To get dressed, vestirse. To brush, just a regular brush, el cepillo. Deodorant, el desodorante. Okay, special event, un evento especial. For example, por ejemplo, you look good, te ves bien. Excited, entusiasmado o entusiasmada. Remember, this is an adjective. So you're going to say the person is and then excited. And depending on the gender of the person, you're going to have that ending difference. So por ejemplo, ella es entusiasmada or está, right? If she's just excited this moment, ella está entusiasmada. Él está entusiasmado. So that's why there's two there. Keep that in mind. Nervous, nervioso, o nerviosa. It depends, depende. Slowly, lentamente. Okay, these are the conjugations for ser and estar. You guys know when to use these. You know ser is permanent things, like doctor, right? Date, occupation, characteristic, time, origin, relationship. You know that. And you know all these endings. Make sure you keep in mind that it's going to go with, whatever your subject pronoun is. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted. Nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Estar is more temporary things. So in this chapter we used it for like he is excited, he is nervous, because it's only for this moment, right? It's going to change later. Don't forget that every conjugation of estar has an accent over the A except for the nosotros form. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, so we talked about possessive adjectives here. So remember that since it's an adjective, it's going to have a masculine, a masculine plural, and a feminine plural, because adjectives must always agree in gender and number with what they are describing. Okay? And this is saying mine, yours. So, for example, el libro es mío. Right? Libro is masculine singular, so this is masculine singular. Don't forget that we use es because it's a characteristic of the book. The book is mine. Okay? Bien. And then we have tuyo, tuya, tuyos, tuyas, right? For his and hers, suyo, suya, all of those. Ours, nuestro, nuestra, nuestras, nuestros, right? Okay. Now, let's do some matching here. So for excited in Espanol, what would we use? We would use entusiasmado or entusiasmada, right? Depending on the gender of who we're describing or who we're talking about. Sports-minded, this is incorrect. This should not be here. Before, antes de, right? Nervous. This one is nervioso, nerviosa. Again, it's an adjective depending on who you're talking about. calm, tranquilo or tranquila. And then this one should be what? Rápidamente. What should that match? Quickly, right? Okay, bien. Now these are some pictures, and we can kind of talk about how to make complete sentences out of these. Remember that when we are saying you're doing something to yourself, which is what the reflexive verb is for, right? So if I'm saying, I brush my teeth, I could say, right? Me cepillo los dientes. Remember, you have me, let's see, we have me for yo, te for two, tú te cepillas los dientes, because this ending will change, remember. Me cepillo los dientes, te cepillas los dientes. Él, ella, usted se cepilla los dientes. So, me cepillo, te cepillas, se cepilla. After that, we have nosotros, nosotras, nos cepillamos los dientes. Remember, cepillarse is reflexive because it has that SE, but it also has this AR. So it's going to conjugate, this part of it is going to conjugate like an AR verb. And you know those. You know how to conjugate AR verbs, right? So vosotros would be vosotros, vos cepilláis, just like an AR verb. And then ustedes, ellos, ellas, again, se, but here we're going to have se cepillan. Because remember, for the ustedes, ellos, ellas, we have an AN ending on our verb, right? So the easiest way to remember this is if you start with, so say arreglarse. Easiest way to remember it. Look for your subject. Say your subject is tú. Okay? Conjugate your AR verb first because you know how to do that. So, what is arreglar conjugated for the AR verb? Remember, you drop the AR and you add your ending, right? So for the tú form, it would be AS, as, right? So now you have arreglas. Bien. So that's the first step, right? Second step would be to then remember what needs to come before it, right? So for tú, it would be te. So te arreglas. So just remember those endings. Yo, me, tú, te, él, ella, usted, se, nosotros, nosotras, nos, vosotros, vos, ustedes, ellos, ellas, again, se. So just remember these. And then you know the second part. You know how to do this. It's just conjugating a regular AR verb. Okay, bien. So, for example, let's go back to this. So, for this one, I could say what? He fixes his hair. So, it would be él, right? So, what's our ending here? Me, te, se, nos, vos, se, right? So, for él, ella, usted, we have se. And then we conjugate the AR verb, se arregla el pelo. Bien. This one, ella, same. Se arregla el pelo. Because it falls under this one. This one again, same. If you want to say él se cepilla los dientes. Okay, bien. So now what I want you to do is go ahead and log off of here, and we're going to take a practice test examen, and we're going to trade and grade and see how we do before we take the test tomorrow. Okay? Bien. Gracias.